I was doing a live stream earlier and we were discussing the H1B or the debate that was happening all last week. I was going through a thread that I wrote because the reason to bring in skilled legal immigration is because we don't have Americans to fill these positions. We have a shortage of skilled and talented engineers and tech workers. Well, that seems to be really contradictory with some of the numbers that came off. So, according to Layoffs, FYI, over 100 as of October of 2024, over 141,000 American tech jobs have been laid off across 476 tech companies. Also, in May of 2023, Google, Meta, and Amazon hire low-paid foreign workers after U.S. layoffs. Okay, so while we were talking about this, I remembered that there had been video after video after video, and if I can find some of them, I'll show them. So there's been this huge topic of conversation that's been happening on TikTok, and it's been people are getting laid off from work and they're not being able to find jobs. It's like they're like, I'm applying to hundreds of jobs, I'm hearing nothing back, or I'm getting all of these interviews and I'm not getting a job. And they're like, what is going on? Something really weird is going on. These companies are posting these jobs, yet no one is actually hiring. So you have a lot of people, obviously I don't know what their fields are, but it has been like an ongoing topic of conversation, a known thing that the job market is just bad, that people are getting laid off and they're not able to find new jobs. Obviously, I don't know if these two things are connected, but I just find the whole thing just really, really, really strange. And the thing about Vivek and Elon being on this side of the issue, the same with Donald Trump, go back to the Haitian situation. This is the exact same thing as the Haitians. So how can you sit there and call out what's happening in Springfield, Ohio and Pennsylvania? Also Donald Trump, because he's taking it. How can you call out what's happening there? Because technically a lot of them are legal, and these companies are doing the same thing that basically what they're advocating for. These companies are doing the same thing that a lot of these H1B companies are doing. They're bringing in mass amounts of these foreign workers. They're paying them lower wages. They're living in apartments like 10 deep. They're destroying these communities. Obviously, I don't know about the H1B, but this is what's happening in Ohio and Pennsylvania. They're driving up the housing costs for everyone else. So that's what's happening. And let's just talk about India specifically. So there is this really good documentary I watched on illegal immigration that happens out of India. So the thing is, $1 American equals about 80 something rupees. So you can come here, work here for a few years from India, and you basically will just give yourself a class upgrade. So you can come work here for a lower wage for a few years, and then you can go back to India, and now you are a lot richer than what you left. You can buy a bigger home, and that's what a lot of people do. You'll hear stories of people that they'll come here, either seek asylum or come for a way to come into America, work. You could be a cab driver for like 10 years, go back to India, and now you're a little McMillionaire. So it's basically a lifestyle upgrade. What we're offering other people is a lifestyle upgrade at the expense of our own American workers. There's one more thing I want to say about Elon Musk making the comment that we're a sports team, we need the best and the brightest, it's all about the bottom line. That's not what this country was founded on. In the Declaration of Independence, it says, wait, that you have inalienable rights that are under your creator, and that is the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. And nowhere in there does it talk about the bottom line or a sports team. This is people's homes. This is where people raise their families. It's not a sports team. And that mentality is the same argument that all of these greedy smaller corporations use to hire illegal immigrants and to undercut American workers. It's the same shit, different day shift. And I'm just astounded at the level of hypocrisy. I'm astounded at the leftist tactics by trying to make this about race when people clearly have legitimate concerns and arguments. And I'm astounded that all of these concerns that are bringing up are being completely ignored in this whole debate. But It's one thing to bring in talented people to add to your workforce. No one is against that. It's another thing to bring in people to replace an American workforce that already has been pushed out of the workforce in many ways. It's one thing to bring in them to replace and undercut Americans for lower wages. One is righteous, one is morally wrong. I don't care what your bottom line says. It doesn't